Sumo is a battle of giants, with its origin dating back some 2,000 years.
It comes from mythology, right? Of Shinto mythology, of the gods.
James Yagashi serves as the cultural and martial arts advisor for La Jolla Playhouse's Sumo.
There's tremendous ritual involved, many Shinto rituals. Additionally, these were men, back in the, 1600s, where society was still very much a feudal and warrior society. People would carry swords regularly. And so a lot of the rituals that we see in the dohyo, which is the ring, are abstractions of basically showing the opponent that you are unarmed, which is of course why they only have basically a mawashi, which is a glorified loincloth, so to speak. And they're naked otherwise, and they spread their arms, they show that they've got nothing. And it's just a sheer competition of strength.
And Japanese-American playwright Lisa Sanaye Dring fell in love with sumo.
I was so entranced by the idea or the feeling of a sport being so powerful and so ferocious and so wild, and then also so restrained and so filled with ceremony and honor.
That sense of ritual is even apparent in the rehearsal room.
This is a universe where we bow before we go into the rehearsal room, everybody, and we take our shoes off there's a part of the stage we can't wear shoes in because it's where they fight, but also it's very Japanese to take your shoes off when you enter a space. We're a mixed cultural room.
We have a taiko drummer who provides this wonderful sort of like soundscape with the movements that we're doing.
Movements that the cast had to learn.
So I wanted to make sure that the actors got plenty of time to get familiar with, living in their lower half of their body. In warm-ups before rehearsal, we've spent a lot of time on the kind of exercises that the sumo wrestlers actually do.
Sometimes there's a ton, like a literal ton of power when you do the math on two bodies hitting each other like that, that's there. And so that is hopefully what we are portraying to the audience of how strong these men are.
Sanaye Dring wanted to create a space where Asian men could lead with strength and where the topic would not be racism or victimization.
And so in this play, it leads with, oh, that's not the conversation here. We are not having to prove our masculinity, the men on stage and the people on stage are not having to prove their masculinity because it's not challenged, which I feel like in many conversations in the theater right now, whiteness is assaulting some parts of Asianness.
The sumo ring is an omnipresent reminder of what's driving the characters in the play.
I wanted to tell the story of someone who is rising to power inside of a structured hierarchy, who is also challenging that hierarchy, and then is also so changed by the system which he is in that he doesn't know who he is at the end of it. So it's what is it to completely revolutionize your mindset from being an entity unto oneself into a part of this machine? And that's also Japanese culture as well.
Which is why Yagashi's knowledge of sumo was key.
First and foremost, I'm interested in trying to capture sort of iconic images of what we see as sumo. But then in addition to that, there's sort of the theatrical element of how do we then make these images, these rituals or movements interesting in a theatrical setting.
It's not a bar fight. A sumo wrestling match is not that. And so I think in any sport, there looks like a dance involved, even if it's a dance of besting one another.
Audiences do not need to know anything about sumo before coming to the play, but they might leave with a greater appreciation of an ancient Japanese sport.
The primary intention is not to teach people about the sport. It is to illuminate humanity inside of this sport.
Sanaye Dring takes us inside the world of sumo to create a powerful image of Asian men that we do not often see on the American stage.
Thanks for watching. I'm Beth Accomando, KPBS Arts and Culture reporter, and I cover everything from plays at the La Jolla Playhouse to film reviews. So check out the playlist and subscribe. Thanks.